What's going on? I am Nando.
And I'm DJ.
And this is Mostly Nitpicking, a podcast where every week we pick apart a piece of pop culture by looking exclusively at the details.
Woohoo!
Woo! This week, DJ, we are doing the second movie in the, I guess, like, in our ramp-up to Frozen series. We finally did it, DJ. We did all 2 of the Frozen movies and ignored all of the weird supplementary movies that I have not seen.
Yeah, I hope this is it for the Frozen verse. I hope we're done.
No way. Not in a million years. We will get a Frozen 3. You don't think so?
I mean, we'll talk about it, but I think there's one logical way that Frozen 3 can go. I just know they won't do it. They're too cowardly.
I know, it's what they almost seemed like they were going to do in this one for a second, and then it's like, it's fine. Not any real problems. Everybody's good.
Arendelle is a people, Nando. Arendelle is a people.
Yeah, that we'll get to it. That is a funny comparison I hadn't made until now. But yeah, so we're talking about Frozen 2 with Roman numerals. Apparently, it is the biggest movie of the year, except not really. We saw it. It's fine. I don't know. We're going to talk about it. We're not going to spoil it. And we're just going to go over review, and then we're going to nitpick it because there is a lot to nitpick about this movie. Because it goes it's all about mythology and explaining powers and explaining this and that. So there's plenty to nitpick, and I think it'll be a fun one.
Agreed.
DJ here. I'm gonna read you the IMDb synopsis. Let's see if this is any good. See if this is close. Okay, we got Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, Olaf, and Sven leave Arendelle to travel to an ancient, autumn-bound forest of an enchanted land. They set out to find the origin of Elsa's powers in order to save their kingdom. I don't think that's super accurate.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think that's why they set out. They want to save their kingdom, but the origin of Elsa's powers thing just seems to kind of be a thing that happens.
It's incidental. It comes up during their journey.
Right. They're like, oh, get out. Elsa's powers? I mean, obviously this is a thing that happened. This is like an Arendelle emergency, so it probably has to be Elsa related somehow. And hopefully we just would follow it, and then eventually we'd learn some new thing about her. It's almost like, did you ever watch any of the CW superhero shows or anything like that?
I watched... Oh my God, a little bit of the first season of The Flash and a little bit of Legends of Tomorrow.
So I want to say in season 3 of Arrow, there's a moment where it's the last episode of the season. Not going to spoil it, but just to explain everything. Some sort of chemical weapons attack or something started, and one of the characters goes, "Yep. I guess it was happening, it's May. That's the time when this stuff usually happens, because every May is the season finale of this show, and every season finale is some big giant disaster, and the townspeople are almost, people of Central City are like, wow, it's May. Where's the tidal wave? Or, where's the army of ninjas? Something's got to happen. I feel like this, it's it's been a year. It's probably going to be an Elsa thing soon, so you got your go bag ready? Good, because I think we're going to have another Elsa disaster in about now. Yep, there it goes.
It's amazing that everyone just hasn't left. That might be the more natural progression.
This is getting... I think if there is a third movie that also challenges Arendelle in some way, this will be a Gotham City situation. Where it's you guys know there are other towns. This is the town from Enchanted, or not Enchanted, maybe Enchanted, because that's one of these. But the town from Tangled is somewhere. You guys should probably see if there's houses you can buy. It's very similar to yours, except the queen is just a person.
In fact,
she's a little rambunctious, but she's fine.
And she used to have magic, so she knows
how
to accept. Well, let me finish my original point. She knows now what it is like to live without the magic, so she's probably more normalized. Except Nando, I don't know if you know this, but there's actually a Tangled television series, and she got her powers back.
I heard that there was a series. Wait a second, DJ. You're telling me that hair grows? Is that? I would assume that's what happens if she wakes up a year later and goes, "Oh, I got it again."
Nice.
I didn't it's not like an arm. It's hair. That's how it goes. I assume she had to cut it at some point just to keep it so straight and get the get rid of the split ends. I don't know enough about women's hair.
It's weird, right? So in the show, like part of her hair gets cut, and then that part of her hair is like no good. Right, like remember she has like that one part, it's like, it's all blonde except for this part where it was cut. And it's like, why are those the rules? Because apparently she can't cut it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, those rules make a lot of sense compared to the rules that we will establish in Frozen 2.
True.
So I think she's just like, all right, fine, I cut the hair, it works, it doesn't work, whatever. As long as I don't have an Elsa thing, this is definitely the best situation I can hope for. Because this movie is insane. It's nothing but there's so much exposition and so much like, yeah, power does this, but also this, and here's why it is. Maybe, who knows, whatever. I hope you have learned the thing so that the movie can end, because it's about time for it to end, and you got to do it. So we're going to review the movie. We're going to talk about it. No spoilers. Then we're going to spoil it. I would say there are spoilers, but like nothing you would expect. Nothing that like would ruin your experience of the movie, because that's not what it's about. Like, that's not what you're there for. You're not there to solve a Frozen mystery.
Yeah, and
the spoilers are all incidental.
And I would say kind of obvious. Like, there's a part when the so-and-so says, oh my god, this is the problem. And in your head, you're like, yeah, I knew that. Well, we'll talk about it, but it's silly. I feel like this movie... So... I had this conversation with Michelle, and it's like, well, like the movie answered like a couple questions, like some of Elsa's origin stuff. I'm like, I feel like this movie was really just trying to create problems to answer questions, so it could try and keep your, like your attention during the movie. And I'm like, movie, I'm fine. I could just watch a movie, and you don't have to raise all these problems I don't really care about.
Right? Like, I would assume that's what all their little summer, or not summer, but like their Christmas adventure is, right? I'm assuming they're like little mini-sodes are them going like, oh no, I didn't even get a Christmas tree. Let's go get one. All right. Like, it feels so much like it's like, we got to set up another world-ending disaster. And it's like, well, with what? And then it's like, I don't know, another world-ending disaster shows up. That's all. And then the world-ending disaster is also tied to the guys, because it has to be. But whatever, just make something up. It could be, you could change so many details about this story and get to exactly the same place with it feeling not different at all, you know?
100%. 100%.
Like, if this were a Spider-Man movie, you could just swap out Dr. Octopus for Sandman, get the same movie, right? Which, like, you probably can't do with the best version of these. But in this, it's like, yeah, none of it matters. None of it matters so much that you get to a point near the very end of the movie and you're like, how's this gonna wrap up? And the movie's just like, this guy knows this thing, and then that gets this guy to here, and then that like, it turns into it really is like dominoes fall in the right order, because they do.
The conclusions
the dominoes are hit. Yeah.
The conclusions that some of the characters get to are bonkers, and you go,
so crazy.
I guess they figured that out, but my goodness, they are now Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, DJ, what'd you think of this movie? So Frozen 2, like we said, it's about something. It doesn't matter. It made $130 million this week. I would say good, but not great. I was expecting a lot more. And if you compare it to the Frozen 1 numbers, like, that's a lot. That 130 is a big step up. But that's because Frozen 1 was a big old surprise hit.
Yeah.
And I think if this movie didn't make $200 million in its opening weekend, it wasn't going to have the legs to withstand Jumanji in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, and then Star Wars a week or two after that.
That's fair.
Like, I think it's in a pretty rough spot. And I don't think the Rotten Tomatoes score was also anything amazing. It's like 76%.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said this last week, but I thought it would be in the Ant-Man zone, right? Like, oh, it's a competent Disney movie, blah, blah, blah. But I even think it slightly missed the mark, because I was kind of bored throughout. I will say from the start, I really was tired of Olaf's shit, like, from the get-go.
Oh, my God. He is... I haven't seen a Minions movie, but I assume the fun part of the Minions is it's nothing but, like, slapstick comedy, because they have a language that doesn't matter. So it's like, you can't even have them make jokes. Like, they can't just talk the whole time. Like, they could talk, but that's not the funny part. They all have to just bump into each other and trip. And with this, it's like... He still does a little bit of that, but now it's nothing but him like Olafing around and talking about this one thing that is his deal for this movie, and it's so unnecessary. He feels very like he feels weirdly improv, but also weirdly overwritten to the point where everything he says is like instead of like. And I'm going to use this as an example, even though this is in the trailer, and it's the opposite, but it's just because it's the only thing I can think of. It would be like if he, like, let's say, and this isn't something that happens in the movie. He opens the door, and a big monster comes out of it, and he closes the door behind him. He, instead of saying something like, "That was weird," he will say, like, I don't know if there are usually monsters behind doors, but there's a monster behind that door.
Yeah.
And like it's so much. He's so much business. And I knew I'd be worried about him, but I am also very tired of Olaf.
A lot of this stuff's just overly forced and unnecessary.
Oh, I mean, so we'll kind of go through it one by one without talking, like I said, specifics. There's 5 main characters of this movie, if you count the reindeer as one.
Yes.
We don't meet a single other main character, which I think is really strange looking back. We have a lot of like cameos that feel like an NPC in a video game. Go to a town and they're like, "I'm here, and this is what I need from you. Go get it, brave adventurer.
Complete your
like,
mission." Okay. Yeah, right? Exactly.
Yes, we will. If you open your map, there will be a red star, and follow that to the thing. And then you'll watch a cutscene, pretty much, which is more or less the end of the movie. Specifically, like, a character sits down and watches a cutscene, and then, it's pretty much over. But yeah, 5 main characters if you count the reindeer, which isn't one. Who did you like the best out of Anna, Elsa, Olaf, so not him, and Kristoff?
Don't make me
Who do you think
pick.
was the most watchable?
Okay, so it's really relative, but I thought the most watchable was Anna.
Interesting.
What did you think?
I think it was probably Elsa.
Ooh, see,
only because she had the plot. Everybody else was just kind of putzing around, but every time we checked back with Elsa, she would like tell us more plot, and I was like, all right, that's kind of good, because I was wondering what this whole deal was.
I just thought it was too much nonsense, though. That was like my
So
biggest problem with her stuff. Like, everything is like, because like, oh, I have this call and I have to go and I can't be, and oh, woe is me, and no, what do I do? And it's just like, I get it, you're distressed, life is hard, you're a queen with ice powers, just stop.
Yeah.
Get over it, please.
It is very now I'm with you. It's very like, just she goes to thing 1 and thing 1 happens, and then that kind of tells her to go to thing 2 happens. I just kind of found and I'll give it credit. It's a very it looks great, although I don't think it looks all that different from the first one. Like, I don't think the technology has evolved an insane amount in 5 years or however long it's been. But whenever something interesting happened visually, it was part of her story, so that was kind of fun.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
But besides that, yeah, no, I mean, it's all of the plot lines are pretty whatever. Do you think? Here's a question. Do you think a kid would enjoy this movie a lot? Were there a lot of kids at your theater? Because I was at a screening, so there were some, but not a ton.
There were a ton. They were mostly good. There was one part where like they were starting to act up and talk, and it was like 3/4 way through the movie, and it was like one of the only times where like, I'm with you, kids. Like, this movie's failing to get my attention span, so I wasn't even mad at them, and I'm not like, they're ruining the movie. Like, I was just like, yeah, whatever. Go for it, kiddos. I could see that. So, like, oh, I'm bored too. Do any of you have theories on how this is gonna go? Like, let's all just take a break. But like, so I asked Michelle this. I'm like, do you really think like kids are like super into this? And she's like, oh, hell yeah, because like that's this is for them, right? This is like their Avengers, and like, I guess that's true. You don't know what the output's gonna be until you're out of the theater. So I could see like a lot of kids getting on board.
I feel like this is their Avengers Age of Ultron, where like you get out of the theater and you're like, what did I watch? This was long and most of the Avengers were in it, but like, was this any good?
I mean, that should be their takeaway, for sure.
Yeah, but their takeaway is like, Olaf was in it, there's this new cute thing. That was pretty good. The songs were fine. One of them had a pretty catchy tune. All the rest of them, I would remember them if you named them or like described them, but off the top of my head, I have a real hard time keeping them all together.
Yeah, that's fair.
So for instance, Olaf has a song, right? Remember that one?
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
It's
what
like,
it sounds like, or its
I
style,
guess this
or anything
will
like
make
that.
sense when I'm older, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to feel like a Broadway standard or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I assume there was some tap dancing number or whatever, but
There always is,
yeah, like
especially with Olaf.
yeah, but yeah, there was so much stuff where I was like, just I don't know. I don't hate this movie or anything, but I do. It's so much. It's so messy compared to the first one of these. It didn't necessarily feel like rushed, but I definitely think right after the first test screening of Frozen 1, where they're like, oh, kids like this. They're like, get me another script as quickly as you possibly can, and we'll just kind of sort it out. Because that's what this feels like. A lot of the symbolism feels kind of whatever. Like, it's definitely not as cohesive as the first one.
Yeah, and it's not, like, the story doesn't seem compelling. Like, there's no stakes because, like, I don't want to give too much away, but we'll get there. Like, all the main, like, movers and shakers of this movie aren't there. Like, they're literally not present. So, like, again, why do I care?
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think, and that's why I think this movie really goes overboard on exposition. Because it's like, well, the story we really want to tell takes place in the past. But we can't do that because then we'd have to not have Olaf in it. So I'll have it take place in the present, but every 5 or 10 minutes, someone will sit down and explain what happened in the past.
Which is so annoying.
Oh yeah, it stinks. It's the worst. It is really like, speaking of Thor 2, a movie I just constantly think about. There's like a couple of points in that movie, very similar to one another, where someone explains what the Dark Elves are and stuff. There's two. There's the intro where it's like Odin giving his like, or you just see the war. I believe, you know what, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure it opens on like a war. And then there is the bit where they explain what the Aether is a little bit. But like two of those in a movie, you're like, okay, movie, you don't have anything better to do? Like, we have to do that. We can't, you don't have fight scenes, or you don't have any other character development. You just keep having to learn stuff. And in this, it's like you're drowning in it. I couldn't believe that. You know what I really couldn't believe? The second or third time a character took like valuable screen time to explain the plot of Frozen 1. That kept happening.
Okay.
I was like, don't you think we've all seen this?
So there's one time that it happens, and
yeah,
I thought it was laugh out loud funny, and it might have been one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Me too. There was one bit joke specifically, like one editing choice that really got me there, which was fun. But as far as like, you get to the end of the movie and you're like, all right, here's everything that happened. And you're like, oh, you know what my favorite bit of the movie was when they talked about Frozen 1. It's probably not a great start.
That is true.
That is a great takeaway.
100% true.
It's very like, it's so weird. I don't know. It's so weird. It's weirdly unsatisfying in every way, right? Because to be, I think we've kind of danced around it, but a big plot point of this movie involves something else's powers. Maybe, who knows, finding out why she has them. And it's both generally unsatisfying as it never works as a plot, like, as a direction to take your sequel with the plot. It's like, well, let's explore the mythology. Instead of going forward, let's go backwards. So it's unsatisfying in that way, like where it drags a story. But like, let's say you do want the best version of that. The version we get, if you're someone who just wants Frozen lore, I feel like it's also incredibly unsatisfying.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's so whatever. Yeah. Ugh. Okay, let's talk about actors. And like, guys, one by one. Start with Idina Menzel. She's the main one. Elsa. The one that I could imagine people that don't speak English just call Frozen. That one's Frozen.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Like, I don't know, kind of the same way I always thought Yuki's name was Yu-Gi-Oh! I never quite understood the distinction. I have a feeling this one's just the main Frozen one. She had a couple songs, and yeah, the movie's just about her, kind of what's she up to. What'd you think of her?
Fine. Not much there, if I'm being totally honest. Just a lot of meh.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, okay, singing obviously on point because duh. But besides that, yeah, the character I don't feel really vested or interested in. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I was okay with Adele Dazeem.
No, I think that's fair. Like, I think I just really didn't buy or care for her plot. So
Yeah.
when we got there, I'm like, all right, so I guess that's that. Like, it's I don't know. I wish they gave her more to do besides the things she did.
Yeah, like, so there's a conflict, not even a conflict, but it's like, oh, there's the call of the adventurer, blah, blah, blah. And that happens, and then no one cares, unfortunately. Sorry. But you kind of get throughout the movie that Elsa has this wanderlust. And, like, I guess it makes sense, right? So, by the way, this movie takes place, I think the way the math works out, it's like 3 years after the events of Frozen 1. So she's been queen for a while, but I guess now she's bored because she's a god, and she has no challenges before her. So, like, that part comes through.
And she's just very, like, there's something missing in my life. And this is what it is.
Yeah.
It's Frozen 2.
So, yeah, I just didn't think she had a ton to do, which was unfortunate.
What'd you think of her sister, Anna? She was your favorite. You love it so
well,
much.
Out of
them,
that,
this was the best storyline ever made. So
I love Eleanor Shellstrop. She's great.
She's good.
Yeah, I thought she was good. Same character as Frozen 1, kind of the goofy, awkward one there. Will not let Elsa go, anywhere by herself, possibly to her own detriment. Which I guess, like, the nobility is a nice kind of character trait to see in her, that she's really willing to stick with her sister no matter what. So, like, that is cool. Although foolhardy.
Yeah, but also, like, is it though? Because, like, it all worked out kind of for no good reason. Not like for no good reason, but, like, it's funny because you get to the end and it's not that the movie ends and it's like, I'm glad this one learned this lesson and this one learned this lesson. It really is kind of just like, I'm glad when the movie ended, this one was there, this one was there, this one was there, and this one was there, because if they are all in those locations, it all works.
Yeah, it's true.
Which bummed me out. What'd you think of Kristoff, the boyfriend or whatever?
I didn't like him. He got thrown away so fast, and it was super annoying. I don't know why they did that to him. Yeah, he really should have been the one where it's like, now they can't do this because they have to sell all the Sven dolls, but where he goes, Kristoff, I need you to stay here to take care of the town because you're the most capable. So please stay here.
Right. I guess they had to sell the Sven ones, but just be like, take Sven. You'll get in, Elsa, you write Sven.
You can't separate them. You can't separate those two.
Oh, God, please separate those two. He had so much nothing. Because then, like, if you leave him at the town, you can give him a plot at the town that's, like, a plot. Where, like, maybe he has to control the like, public outrage against Elsa or something.
You're like, why did she leave us? Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, his plot line is, like, something you would expect out of, oh gosh, what was it called? Like Three's Company. I think I might have heard someone describe it as that. But yeah, it's just like a whoopsies kind of leads you from one thing to the next.
That's fair.
Yeah, I feel like if and that's the other thing, like, I don't think there's any huge Kristoff fans out there, but if there was, you'd be like, I'd be almost pissed. Like, if I was like a huge Iron Man fan or like, let's say I'm a huge Thor fan and I get to a movie and at the end you're like, oh, he never used the hammer, in like an Avengers movie, you'd be like, wait, that sucks for me. But I don't think those people exist for Kristoff. I think there's one reason he had to be in it, which is what happens with him at the very end, which is like, well, yes, has to end with that. But besides that, no good reason.
You mean besides that, there's no Kristoff stands out there just demanding that he give us Kristoff?
Maybe
no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I would be shocked.
There's nothing to him. There's no other, like I said, no other main characters. A plot that is nothing but spoilers for itself. And a bunch of, like, randos we kind of bump into. Let me run through the cast list without saying exactly who any of them are, not that it matters. First of all, you got Sterling K. Brown. He's the main character that I recognize voice-wise.
Yeah.
I think most of the rest of them are kind of like, actors, but he's the one that kind of matters. What'd you think of him?
I liked him. I'm ashamed to admit that I couldn't quite place his voice, and I had to wait to the credits. I'm like, oh, Sterling K. Brown. It's like, damn it, I know you're in a thing, but I just can't get there. But yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, huh. I know it. I should have. I felt like a damn fool after the movie. But
fool.
I liked his character.
Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah,
he was there.
He was there.
He showed up, read his lines, probably on time every day. Like, good for him.
Got that check.
Yeah, and you know what? He's in a Frozen. I'm sure if he has kids, I'm sure they loved it.
Do you think that's why a lot of actors like do this? Like
Absolutely.
for their
I've
kids?
heard so many interviews with actors where they're like, yeah, my kids love Avengers movies. So when I got like when they said it could be an Avengers movie, I jumped at the opportunity. I mean, I'm sure the millions of dollars also has something to do with it, but I do think a lot of it is like, yeah, my kids like this. I wanted my kids to think I'm cool. So I did it.
Yeah, all right.
All right, other actors. Yeah, Jason Ritter. Not sure who he is. He was in it. Oh, you know who he is? Is his character? So this actor is Dipper on Gravity Falls.
Oh, hey.
I believe
cool.
he is a character that spends most of his time in the movie with Kristoff, I would guess. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, Ryder.
Yes. Yeah, so that's who that is in this. Also fine.
Yeah.
He was the one I forgot about first. Kieran Hines, Steppenwolf, is back as Troll Guy 1.
No.
Pabby? Yep.
Yeah, it's all good. It's fine.
You got Martha Plimpton, who is in like The Goonies, but what recently would people recognize her from? A show called Younger, which I think I've seen almost all of. Good Wife, I don't know. I think she's she. You know what? It's one way or the other. She could have either been the mom or the tribe leader. Let's see. Its character's named Elaine or Yelena. Yeah,
Yelena? That just sounds
Yelena.
awkward. Yelena.
Yeah. Unspoken leader of the nomadic Northuldra. So also fine. And only other two that are of any consequence, Evan Rachel Wood from Westworld and Alfred Molina from Spider-Man 2 play the parents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Alfred Molina I recognized. Evan Rachel Wood I did not. Also fine.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
That's all I got.
I mean, yeah, that was certainly the movie.
Yep. Yeah, music fine. Someone had a song in this, like My Chemical Romance or something.
Oh,
Who was it?
Panic at the Disco did the Usher song.
The Usher song, yeah.
And then Weezer did another song, but that's it.
Get Out! I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Well, did you stay for the end credits, Nando?
Hell no. Not in a million years.
Yeah.
Not that they were bad, but it's like, man, I barely stay for an Avengers end credits anymore. I just want to get home.
I gotcha.
This movie's awesome.
So
what was in the end credits? Did they sing their song?
Yeah, so Weezer had a song, and then so the end credits scene is spoiler. Olaf is telling
we can save that unless
sorry.
It a spoiler?
It's totally a spoiler.
We'll do that first for spoilers.
Okay, sure.
But so whose song did they sing?
I can't remember.
Okay,
Like
that's cool.
Weezer, Frozen 2. They do. Oh, Lost in the Woods. That's the.
That's my guess. Yeah.
Kristoff song. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll see Frozen 2 or 3, but I don't. Whatever.
Exactly.
If they want to show it, they could show it. It's not. I'm not going to rush out. It could be good. Like you could, not like it could be good because it was fine, but you could just take this and go like, all right, well, we're gonna make another one that's as good as Frozen 1, and just ignore some of the things we didn't do super well in Frozen 2, pretty much like they did in whatchamacallit, in Avengers, pretty much. You know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's just like for this, it's like, why?
Yeah.
No one wants this shit.
I mean, people want it, but also I'd like a slightly more together version of this. That'd be great. Give me the best one, please.
But you can't do the G-rated version of this, like this story that is interesting.
No, you can't.
You have to make it like PG-13, something like. But like, there's no way to make the feel good. Like, you can't Toy Story 4 this movie. There's just no way to do that.
I guess they can do it when all the kids are old enough that loved it then, that it can be like kind of with Toy Story 4, where it's like the audience has matured so much that you can kind of go crazy. Although I think you could do this story that me and you are both clearly on the same page on, which should have been this, but could be Frozen 3 in a PG way. I do think it's just too upsetting. I don't see a world where Disney would let it happen.
Agreed. I totally agree.
All right, so I have a wheel. It's got nitpicks on it. I'm going to spin the wheel, and it is going to land in the predetermined order.
Sweet.
These are all spoilers. Most of them are pretty spoilery too. So you get ready to be spoiled. But again, going into this, I would say you will never have guessed what these things are, and it won't make any sense. you'll hear me say things and you're like, wait a second, what does that even look like? And it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, this isn't like spoiling Infinity War where it's like at the end they all die or whatever. It's like just a bunch of stuff happens. This is a thing that they meet and then it's cool and then the end.
And you've never heard of these people before ever.
Yeah. So, okay. We're going to start with the first thing on the wheel, tick, tick, tick. Oh, it landed on, and we kind of got to this, but Mega Ultra Exposition. So this movie has maybe like 5 or 6 probably, maybe 7 or 8 if you count the 2 at the end. Just giant exposition dumps. It starts with one that is... I feel like, was there a similar bit in the first one where they sat down and told the story with the dad and mom? Am I imagining that?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. No. So, the beginning of the movie, Anna and Elsa, like messing about as children. You get a flashback to mom and dad telling them this story that I guess had been wiped from their memories up until this point, but definitely feels like the kind of thing that would have come up in the first movie, and you would assume they still knew it then, right?
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, yes.
What the hell? Why have they just been sitting on this information? Even post Ice Powers, it's like I guess maybe this wouldn't have been super useful in Frozen 1, but like in the years between, it'd be like, all right, well, I guess we should probably start learning things. Use this knowledge. But nah, they're just cool. They're just hanging out.
Look,
do you want to explain what we learned?
Oh yeah, man, it's a lot. So I was gonna say, you always need stories in your back pocket, Nando. You never know when you're gonna have to bust them out. But basically,
well, I figured at least like something would happen, and this is kind of how it goes, where like they're like something happens, and I. Pretty sure Anna or Elsa are like, oh my god, that's just like the story we were told as children. I didn't think it was real, but it must be real. But at this point, it's like, let's look backwards into our past right after Frozen 2 and figure out what else might be a thing that we should look out for. It's like, oh yeah, there was a story they told us that lines up pretty well with our own lives at this point. And now that I know magic is a thing, doesn't seem that far-fetched. So we should be at least a little bit more aware of it, as opposed to like, what I would expect you would do with this, which is just have it be a book you would never read as a child. Or, like you get bonked on the head and it's like, oh man, this must have been erased from our memories too. But I don't think that's how it's addressed.
No, it just seems like the events of the movie force it. That's like, oh man, this thing happened. This thing being that, so apparently to the north of Arendelle, as north as you can go, there's an enchanted forest. Ooh. And the way that...
Gonna get so many copyright claims from all directions.
And basically, as it so turns out, who would have ever guessed, but there's a native people who lived there, and they were basically all like the Avatar. They could control all 4 elements. And they
were like, it seems like they could just like suggest things for the elements to do. If the elements wanted to, they'd be like, all right, I'll help you get that apple out of that tree.
That sounds like
what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds like a useful thing for me to be doing.
Yeah.
And then so these native people, I forget already what they're called. Northumbra. So the Northumbrians had this power, and the Arendellians went up to make peace with them. So they built them a dam, the most peaceful thing you could do. But Nando, guess what?
What happened?
The dam was a whole charade, and it was actually just a ploy to get the them to suppress the elements.
Yep.
And yeah, the old king, Elsa and Anna's grandfather, was a huge D-hole, and he just slayed them all. They don't learn that from the get-go. What they learn in the story is something happened. Like the dam was there for peace, and they didn't want peace.
It was one of those peace dams, DJ.
I forgot about the peace dams.
I couldn't. When that happened in the movie, like then they made a dam. I was like, okay,
that's bad. I immediately my reflex was like, that's terrible. Dams, when someone builds you a dam, it's probably not for your benefit. Like,
well,
hey,
like the way they set it up in the movie, I think it was like they were like, oh well, there was too much water coming for us, and they kind of, I guess, wanted it, so they let us make it. But yeah, it just feels like such a weird decision.
Yeah, So then Elsa and Anna's father, the former king, goes up with his dad on just some peace mission, and all of a sudden the attacking happened, and then the king is rescued. He does not know how. It turns out his future wife rescued him, who's a Northumbrian, and the Arendellians just viciously surprise attacked the Northumbrians. But the premise of the story is, not to blur everything, so the Enchanted Forest got angry because of some reason that we don't know yet. Spoiler: the Arendellians, and they locked off the forest in a shroud of mist, and no one can enter or leave.
Impenetrable mist.
So that's the story.
I guess the thing about Frozen, at this movie specifically, that gets me the most is how surprised characters are by stuff, which means they're so uncurious in the moment, like before the stuff happens, that the revelations are things where I'm like, wait, none of you ever asked where this queen was from? Did she have parents?
Yeah, right.
Did any of you check? Where was her side at the weddings? Nobody. Just a bunch of reserved seats on the left side of the wedding. And then you're like, that's weird. You just find her?
Nando, the trolls all sat on her side for the wedding.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's like that, and the Northumbrians, it's like there's a magic mist as far north as you can go. Has anyone tried to go there ever in the history of this? Since Dad, whatever his name was, I don't know, Alfred Molina, since Dr. Octopus came back and it got blocked off by this mist, no one ever tried and was like, hey, you guys know there's a mist there? They have to be told about that from the trolls.
They should be.
Anna and Elsa are able to walk there. So no one else is trying to walk north. What are these people doing? And then, then the other thing that kills me is the people that are trapped in the forest. How uncurious about everything they are. Only because the bit where, what is revealed at the end of the movie, which, we're kind of going out of order, but who cares? Is that, because there's also like 2 or 3 other things that are like surprises. The thing that's revealed at the end of the movie is that, like you were saying, the king at the time, Elsa and Anna's grandfather, as part of this, so there was this peace mission to suppress all of the superpowers with this dam, which seems like it would be enough, you know? Seems like if you're the king, mission accomplished. Clap your hands together, go home. You did it. And that's gonna do what your genocide is. If you want to kill all the Northumbrians or take all their power, you do this, and you did. He also kills the other king, locking them in war. Yeah. And I'm like, none of you know that? What did you guys think happened that started your war? You know?
History is written by the victors, and the victors says, we don't know what happened. It's a mystery
None
to
of them
everyone.
are the victors. The war's still going.
It's true.
It's not like they're sitting there like, you killed our king. No, you killed our king. I assume King 1 was alive and King 2 wasn't at some point. And I imagine the Northumbrians pointed at him and they were like, you killed our king. What did the Arendellians say? Nope. Let's do a war. It's not even like he threw him into the river, so I don't know. It's just such a weird extra thing that, in case you already didn't know the dad was bad, he also did a murder in the past. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's and I don't know why this was chosen to be the story. Like, you could have done Frozen 2, The Enchanted Forest. By the way, this movie should have just been called Frozen, The Enchanted Forest, but whatever. Like, you could have done a movie where, like, the spirits were running wild and, like, oh, Elsa's magic has unlocked the 5th spirit thing and she has to go, like, quell it. Like, that would have been a fine story. You don't need, like, weird murder history. This isn't Knives Out.
And that's the thing. I think this movie, not necessarily like the not to say the mythology like got away from it, but I think a lot of these ideas, like the magic, the way the magic works when you talk about Elsa, the elements themselves, this murder situation, and Kristoff's problem are all really half-baked. To the point where I'm like, is this the best you could come up with for this plot and this plot and this plot and this plot? Because then you probably should have just done 2 of them, double as good as you did. Like, you should have really sat down and went, okay, so what are the elements? And then figure it out, because we'll get to them. But there's so much exposition, because every time you meet a new character, the dad, the Northumbrians, the Cave of Wonders, another one I can't remember. They all give you the entire history of whatever part of the plot they're attached to. And there's a lot of overlap, and also it doesn't matter because they just go. Elsa does what she was going to do anyway, and then she gets told the plot by the cave, and then Anna gets that information too, acts on it, end of movie. But speaking of lack of curiosity, I wanted to touch on something. So spin the wheel, tick, tick, tick. It landed on another thing. So I want to talk about, and you also have a cheese on the wheel that's similar. So I kind of rolled them into one.
Sure.
I want to talk about the line of succession in this.
Okay. Yeah.
So DJ, have you ever watched the show Designated Survivor?
I have not seen the show, but I'm well aware of the concept.
Of the general concept.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Can you explain the concept to people that haven't seen the show or haven't heard of it?
So if for some reason, like the president, the vice president, the speaker of the house, the secretary of defense, just all these people went down in a terrible national tragedy that just like they all just were murdered all at once. There is one person, like the secretary of the interior, or something even more obscure, who's like the designated survivor, and that person is now president. So yeah, it's like the ultimate backup plan.
So like, if I were in charge of Arendelle after the events of Frozen 1, I would probably figure some version of this out. Considering one of the sisters went crazy, the other sister had to stop her, and that's the entire royalty. There's no cousins. There's nobody else seemingly in the city with any capable whatever. So they have to throw the control of the city over to some guy no one's ever met who is around for the coronation, and one of the sisters knows. So like, where have we gotten in a year or 3 years or whatever when there is another Arendelle emergency? Do you remember who is in charge, who is left in charge of Arendelle when all of the main characters have to go do the movie?
The trolls.
The trolls! Do they live there now?
We are your new gods.
And like, can you imagine like if it, and because it's more or less the same situation if like, oh boy, let me think of a version of this that makes any sense. It would be like, it'd be like if like we had some sort of designated survivor situation, or like not even designated survivor situation, the opposite of that, where like every single person that could possibly be president had to go to war or on a mission or something, and one of them was like, "Here, John, you're in charge of America while we're gone." And we're all like, "What's John?" And you're like, "He's a wizard I know." Whoa. Wizards are things? And you're just going to make him in charge? Does he live? America? Is he from America? Like, what? Why is he even? He's not. Okay, so why would he be part of it? It
is bonkers.
I mean, you brought this up on the wheel as well, because there's three kind of cheeses the wheels are, which is trolls are the backup king, which was what I called mine, or like designated survivor. Then you were talking about something similar, which is, hey, maybe this isn't an everyone problem. Like maybe the entire monarchy doesn't have to all leave at once. And then the other one, which is, what do people know about trolls?
Yeah, like, are they meeting trolls for the first time? Because like,
I don't know.
It would have to be like, a wizard is now in control of America, like, but it like different from a wizard, like a tree wizard, like this tree wizard is your new ruler. It's like, whoa, these exist.
Yeah, and because every other time, so we hear story time, whatever, exposition in this one, and then we also learn a little bit about kind of the Elsa situation. We learn about what people know about magic and what they're willing to accept from the way they react to Elsa in the first movie, and it doesn't seem like any of them even know magic exists, and I don't think they still do, except for Elsa magic now. It seems like they've accepted that she can do ice magic, and she brought this snowman to life or whatever, and that's fine. But if another magic thing happens, they're not like, oh no, it's magic. They're like, uh-oh, what is this? Like a fire? Made a big fire.
Are we all gonna die?
Yeah, none of that. Really confusing to me. Yeah, I don't know. You have any other thoughts about how the team kind of gets set up and called to adventure?
It's silly and poor planning. Elsa hears a voice from like the beyond, or like whatever. I don't know what you would call it.
The unknown, DJ.
Oh, right, the unknown. So she hears this voice from the unknown, and it's like her call to adventure, and everyone's just like, okay. Oh, there's like a natural disaster in Arendelle, and like everyone's forced out. Like they can't live in Arendelle because there's no water. The spirits have taken over, so they just send the crew. You know, the trolls are in charge because the trolls like come over and they're like, Elsa, a terrible thing has happened, because I guess they know for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And they're like,
helpful information, trolls. We've had 3 whole years for you to reveal the rest of the secrets. You know, it's like at the end of Wizard of Oz, where it's like, oh, you just had the ruby slippers the whole time. Are you kidding me, Glenda? This could have all been over? You, like, where have you been? What, is this fun for you, trolls? Do you just, like to get in here every couple of years and go, oh, yeah, that's right, you guys have to solve another mystery. Have fun. We're gonna be in charge. Like, this seems like a plot, but set in motion by the trolls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wait to see what secrets we give you in 3 more years. Those will be fun.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be something. Because they really do just show up and go, we're in charge of the city, right? All right, cool.
Yeah, he offers.
You guys have to venture into the unknown.
We'll look after your people. He offers. Why?
Yeah. Well, like, what does that even mean? Because I'm pretty, like, we get back there and they're all just, like, kind of intense or whatever. When our characters get back to whatever north of Arendelle or like, the cliffs near Arendelle. And it's kind of like, for me, it's almost like their city gets haunted pretty much. That's like by a poltergeist. And their reaction is like, let's see if Elsa can exorcise the poltergeist, as opposed to like it'd be like if Hoboken, like a relatively small city, like if ghosts just showed up and started making mischief, but just in Hoboken, and then everybody like went up to like I-95 and just sat there, and it's like, well, there's other cities near us. Let's just go there. Can we not be refugees? Like, can we not just go, hey, our city is under spell. We're not gonna live here forever, but it's probably, you know, if we can hang, that'd be great.
Yeah, like, why are we stuck here? Why is this our lot in life now?
At what point do they leave and go, oh, I guess Elsa and Anna died. All right.
Whoops. Yeah, this is a great point.
The people of Arendelle are so willing to accept a new leader. I feel like you could easily walk into the center of Arendelle and go, Anna and Elsa said I get to be king. All right, everybody, start giving me money. Like,
they might
and they
cool
go, I guess so. Yeah. They're morons.
They really are.
I do want to touch on real quick the team comp itself. So, like, we've talked about this a little bit, but I do want to kind of have to highlight how bizarre it is that everyone is involved in the movie. So obviously Elsa's the one who's going to go solve the problem, and Anna's just like, I'm going to go with you. Kristoff is kind of like, I was planning on proposing to you yesterday, so I still want to do that. So I guess I might as well come with you and awkwardly try.
Yeah, well,
and I guess that means my reindeer comes too.
Well, from the get-go, Elsa was like, Kristoff, I need Sven. And he's like, the fuck you talking about?
Yeah. So strange. But then the other one that I think, the big opportunity I think might have kind of been missed is, because I don't think, what's his name, Olaf had anything to do. I almost kind of think he should have been left in charge of the town or something. And the B-plot is just him trying to lead. It's as, like, unreasonable as if you leave the trolls in town, but at least people seem to know him, and then he's got to be like the king or something. Because also I feel like as far as line of succession goes, he's probably technically third, right? He's Anna's or Elsa's child.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, compared to everybody else in town, I could see maybe him being left behind. But yeah, he just goes kind of because he is in the movie, because it's a Frozen movie.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. He's so bad. He adds nothing, and every time he's on screen, I want him to get off. And at least at one point, he fulfills my wishes.
Yeah, he does. Thank God. I just had a thought. So they assemble their team, right? I feel like if I'm Anna, who's like seems to kind of be the most like tactical here, you'd be like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Me, Kristoff, Sven, and Olaf are going to go with Anna. Trolls, you guys are in charge. Wait a second. Trolls, come with me. You guys seem to know what's going on, right? Everything I've learned just from you. So let's go. You also know magic and my parents, so you probably have information about them too. Like, come with me, please?
Well, they would be useful.
To not be there?
Yeah, because that's true. The troll magic is not defined. Like, we don't know what it is.
Yeah, and they're like rock trolls, but they're not rock elementals, which is another thing. They're not even kind of like that.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I don't know what they are. Which would have been another place to add a goofy sidekick that's, like, different. Like the Doug of trolls. It's like, you have to take Trolley. He's the only one that's ever been to the north, but he's kind of an idiot, so, work with him on this.
It's a learning experience for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, if Elsa, if you're gonna send, if you're gonna bring Olaf, or at least not prevent Olaf from coming, because he just comes, they don't, they don't ask. Bring Marshmallow. Just,
Yes. Where was he?
I don't know.
Can't you just make one? Right,
So,
you get to the unknown and say, "Oh, I got problems. I'm going to make an army of guys."
Well, she should be able to make like a 50-foot marshmallow.
Yes,
that's the dream.
I was excited for that. Some sort of fight between a big old marshmallow and the rock. Yeah, me too.
But nope.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit. They're so uncreative with their powers. Like, it's almost like the bad X-Men movies where it's like, is this the best we've got for these guys? Like, is this... is this the best thing that Cyclops can be doing with his lasers right now, and the best thing that Storm can be doing to help the X-Men? Because this sucks. They should have a better way to use their powers. And Anna is the same way. Or Elsa. She does cool stuff when she's, like, in the water and whatever. But mostly it's just, it's none of the stuff from the first movie.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Speaking of the elementals, I want to get to them. I really, 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 this is what's killing me about this movie. So we are introduced to 4 elemental spirits. I'm air quoting spirits because some of them are one thing, some of them are a bunch of things, and some of them are nothing at all. I would say in order, I guess it's like wind, fire, water, earth.
Yeah.
In terms of like how the audience introduces them.
Yes.
So wind. What is wind?
It's just wind.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of wind. If it wasn't for all the leaves on the ground, you wouldn't even know it was there.
Yeah, it needs like a thing to interact with.
Yeah, so then you kind of assume when you meet the fire one that it's also just some fire. But it's not. It's one salamander.
Who's like, he's really PO'd. And
yeah,
he, like, it seems like it's just fire, right? Like, there's just, like, fire hopping around. But, yeah, then we learn it's a salamander, and it just wants to be cool. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, kind of. It seems like it's, like, both frightened and also, like, frisky. But, yeah, then I'm like, oh, are we going to find out that the wind one is, like, a chicken, and we just can't see it? But no, it's nothing. And and that's why at the end of the movie, when we will learn something about the 5th elemental, and you're like, well, that doesn't even kind of gel with any of them. It's like, well, I guess none of them really gel with one another. And so, like, without talking about, like, what they look like and stuff, what are they? Are they, is the wind elemental in charge of all of the wind? Or just the wind it's near?
I assumed that, like, the former, but, like, I thought the elementals were all, like, representatives of their, like, in charge of their thing, but just, like, one guy. But there's an elemental, or a group of elementals, I should say, that kind of flies in the face of that, so that's not great.
Absolutely. It almost kind of feels like, so you got wind, and wind, it's like, just like a spirit, woo. And then you meet fire, and you're like, oh, this is Pokemon. Are they all Pokemon?
Yeah.
But then you meet water, and water is like a horse made out of water.
It's like more Pokemon.
And it can control the water, but like not really. It just seems to be a horse in the water, right? Because it's not like it's not making the waves. And when Elsa gets, at the end of the movie, when Elsa uses it to save the town, it's not like she uses it to like, it's not like she uses water bending as much as she just uses the horse to get where she needs to go. And then she does like a normal Elsa, element blast at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's really just like a wave runner.
Yeah.
Kind of, which is weird. And then, all right, DJ, explain the 4th one. Because the 4th one is the one that I'd say breaks the entire, this really flimsy framework that we've created.
So the 4th one is Earth, and it just appears to be a lot of big rock giants. And they don't control anything. They're just big rock giants. So that's weird. It's admittedly different and inconsistent.
Super weird. And at the end of the movie, when Elsa has tamed all of the elements, I'm like, well, not that one. They don't have any brains, and she didn't even meet them. Like, I'm assuming she goes to the Cave of Wonders and gets the explanation, and it's like she sees like all the spirits come back, and she's like, oh right, I forgot about Rock. I guess it's like people or something. They sleep and have like attitude.
And they're the ones you can't quell, because like Elsa conquers all of them except them. Although I guess she's never really given an opportunity. Anna just runs into them.
Yeah, they have a like amusement park ride, or they go through a lazy river, and then she like tricks them into being helpful.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, were they part of the peaceful community in the beginning of the movie?
Yeah, but there are scenes where the Earth is being controlled by something.
Yeah.
So guess
when Arendelle gets overrun with spirits, right? Like the wind blows a lot, which like, yep, that's wind, I guess. It's almost like the wind elemental's here, and you're like, is it? It's just kind of windy. I don't know if it's the elemental. Because when the fire guy goes, this is another thing that didn't even come up. He's purple. His fire isn't look like normal fire. It's like fancy magic fire. So then all of the lights in the town go out, and they also kind of turn purple as they're going. So you're like, oh, maybe that was the salamander. Maybe he showed up. And then I forget what happens with water, but then the ground just kind of turns into a little like treadmill kind of thingy, and it does little earthquakes, but not like earthquakes. It's just like the stones that make up the street kind of fluctuate a little bit.
Yeah.
So weird.
It has control over earth and cobblestone. Ooh.
Yeah, but it doesn't want to make a big fuss. Like, it keeps them all together as if they're all just sitting there. I don't know how cobblestone works, but I assume there's something between them to keep them.
You would think. Like
cement? I don't know. I guess they don't have cement yet. But yeah, and these elemental spirits are all really mad about this dam. And instead of breaking the dam, which it seems like they could have done at any time, especially considering they just did, they decide to get revenge in a very like symbolic and like kind of like roundabout way to convince Elsa and Anna, mostly Elsa, to like learn a lesson so that they don't so that they destroy the dam, but they don't anyway. Like, what are the spirits waiting for? One of them is water and rock. Dam done. One side or the other. The dam is done.
Maybe like only man can correct its mistakes. I don't know.
I guess. I don't know. It's just dead dam. Also, so the dam. So the dad made the dam, right? Like the grandpa made the dam.
Yeah.
As a way to stifle the Northumbra's magical abilities, right?
Yes, that
is
correct.
Connection with nature, I guess.
Yeah.
And he did this on purpose? Like, that was his plan?
Yes.
And the Northumbras got tricked?
Well, yes, because...
How did he know that was going to work, but not them?
Well, even the official story from the Elsa and Anna's father is that the dam was built there to give them strength.
Yeah.
So that was like the official line.
It seems like for this to work, there would need to be some sort of like sage character from the Northumbras that was secretly working with the dad or something, who was double crossed and like gave him the secret of their magic. Yeah. But it doesn't make any sense. Also, like, I don't know what level of technology they're at, but that is a pretty serious dam they built as like a peace offering.
That is a legit dam.
It's like the size of the Hoover Dam. It's huge.
Hey, good for them, right?
It's awesome. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know how they built it. It's like the Lincoln Tunnel though, where I'm like, I don't know how they built that either. And there's like a secret to it. I'm like, what did they just each lay stone one at a time,
one by one? That's how you do it.
Yeah, I guess that's how you got to do it. So yeah, I hated the elementals. I was kind of excited for them because like other Disney properties have done it, most notably Hercules, where they're just big old guys. And at least like it doesn't make that much sense with the Titans, but at least there's some consistency to their design. But while some of the design is fun, like the wind and stone designs, I feel like the best one is water. It's water, fire, and then I guess rock, because the other one is the wind is just nothing. But it's like wind should be a bird and rock should be something else. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like they smushed 4 movies together, 4 movies worth of like pitches, and this is what they ended up with.
I mean, it makes as much sense. So yeah, I'd buy that.
Yeah. Also, I honestly think the fire guy was just fire, and then at some point they realized, like, crap, we didn't make a new Olaf yet. What's gonna be the thing? Can we make one of the elements like a cute little thing?
Yeah, how do we
makes,
sell
like,
toys?
faces?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, damn it, Disney. Just always in for the cash.
I mean, make them all toys. Make the horse cuter, and then make the wind one a pigeon, and then make the rock one a dog. I don't know, everything's dog. Someone pointed this out. I forget who. That, like, no matter what the animal is in a Disney movie, it's just a dog. You know?
I mean, yeah, Nando, that's what sells, man. That is what
horse
sells.
from Tangled, it's a dog.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy. It's an easy way to characterize an animal and make me go like, oh, I like it because I have a dog.
Everyone loves dogs. Dogs are cats. Some things are cats, too.
Yeah. That's at DreamWorks.
Yeah, Toothless
yeah,
is a cat.
He's a cat. But yeah. Speaking of, like, marketing animals, I do want to touch on one thing that you got into, like you mentioned, which is what happens to Olaf. So can you take us through how he contributes to? I mean, he doesn't, but the thing that happens to him near the end of the movie.
The thing that made me laugh, or the thing that happens to him.
You could do both, because we haven't explained the thing that makes him laugh yet either.
So there's one part where he's recapping Frozen so inside the Enchanted Forest, there's all of the like Northumbrians and the Arendellians are just trapped there, right?
Yeah.
So Olaf for some reason recaps Frozen 1, and there was like one part where I think he just says like Elsa's parents are dead, and for some reason it was like the funniest thing ever.
It was funny because it really is like he's like, and then Elsa's parents are like, we're gonna help you control your magic, and then hard cut to him in a different spot, kind of in a spotlight, all sad, and then the parents are dead. And that was pretty funny.
Yeah,
but
so
then
I appreciated that. Okay, so Elsa basically goes to where she needs to go. It's like the source of all the trouble is like really only the best way to describe this.
Yeah.
So she goes to the source of all the trouble, and because I don't know why, it seems like the message of this movie is don't learn too much. Like her own hubris and want for knowledge like causes her to become frozen. This time it was Anna. Whoa.
What was that?
I don't know. I mean, the song is like, don't go too far or you'll be found or whatever. But like, I don't know. I thought it was kind of stupid.
Very stupid.
And then because she is like effectively dead, I guess, Olaf starts to vanish because Elsa's magic is no longer present in this plane of existence. Oh, whoa.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, like, I bet if you had Frozen 1 and Frozen 2 at exactly the same time in both movies, Olaf would die. You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
He dies in the other one. Why? As a kid, it's almost like killing, you know, like, it's almost like in comics when they kill Spider-Man. It's like, all right, I get it. But, like, he's coming back. You guys can only do this so many times before I don't care.
Don't bamboozle me.
And he, like, because his death isn't just like, oh, no, I'm dying. Or it's not even like, uh-oh, something's wrong. He's like, uh-oh, I guess I'm dead now. I'm going to melt and evaporate into the world. Because also, remember how last movie ends with him getting a cloud?
Yes.
And in this movie, he doesn't have that anymore. He just is permafrosted.
Yeah, which is, like, cool.
I guess. Kind of lazy. Kind of been fun to see the cloud.
They don't want to animate that the whole time.
No, of course not. It's definitely more important to animate, like... I mean, honestly... It really feels like they spent all the money on the water. They like really went in on water stuff, and
the
it
water
looks
so
great.
good. It looks so good,
so good. But yeah, there's a lot of other stuff. It's like, I guess. DJ, I noticed something, by the way. Speaking of things on the wheel,
yeah,
we've talked about Elsa's plot. We've talked about Anna and Olaf's plot. Am I missing someone? Is there another character that's just messing around this whole time?
Do you mean Mr. Kristoff?
Who? Kristoff? That sounds like someone I'd remember, but I don't think anybody... There was no such Kristoff in the plot.
Yeah, I was not upset, but pretty disappointed that the movie just forgot about him.
It really did.
I don't know how much of it's worth getting into, but basically what happens is he's trying to propose the whole movie, and he sucks at it. And, like, part of the stuff that goes on with that is, like, kind of cute, but the other stuff is kind of tedious and dumb.
I was just going to say, yeah, it gets tedious after a while.
But,
like...
Yeah, at some point, he like decides to do a really elaborate one in the Northumbrians' help, and it's an all-day thing to plan. But I guess he didn't get the memo that they had to, you know, get the heck out, get out of Dodge. And Anna's like, "Where's Kristoff?" And someone's like, "Oh, I think he left." And she's like, "Oh well."
Yeah.
That's that.
She's just like, that's weird. She's not even like, you sure? Is there anybody else that's not here that might be able to explain it to me? And yeah, it's not like he's known to be a scatterbrain or something, or like such a, loose cannon or a free spirit or any of the character types that would make sense here. It really, honestly, in this situation, she should think he's been kidnapped. Like, her plot should now be, I guess I have to save Kristoff too? Like,
yeah, exactly.
And like, I get that he didn't tell her where he was going because of the engagement thing, but you're like, it feels like a video game where, like, in Zelda or something, where it's like, oh man, Gaiden is taking over the city and I have to save the city, but also maybe if I get bored or I need some coins, I'll fish until I'm busy or until, like, I'm free and I have enough coins, and then I'll figure out this apocalypse thing we're working on.
Yeah, it's like, why are you doing this? This is a waste of your time. Huge
waste of time. And, like, if you didn't think, like, she keeps, and it's not just that, it's that she keeps getting distracted, or like, he keeps wanting, I gotta remember names. Kristoff keeps wanting to propose to Anna, and he keeps trying, and then right as he's about to do it, an Elsa thing happens, and she's like, oh no, I have to take care of my sister. So, like, she's clearly not, like, sending a signal, but it's clear that this is sister time, since you're on the mission to, like, learn the secret of your sister's powers, so maybe wait till you get home. I don't know.
Yeah, right? Like, this is very important.
He just knows that this is the movie, and he's like, oh, I gotta do it during the movie, otherwise no one will care. But
they just had nothing for him to do, and it sucked.
And I think the movie, at some point, some executive is like, it's gonna end with a wedding, right? It's gotta end with something. And they're like, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's gonna get married? Is it these two? The ones with no chemistry? Because she's super busy, and he's just kind of around.
But Nando,
okay,
he gets the upgrade. What's upgrade? That? Kristoff.
What was the upgrade? I can't remember.
Well, at the very end of the movie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we'll touch on that.
Yeah. That's so teased.
So there's only two more things on the wheel because they wheel things keep overlapping. Last one, the fifth element. So Anna goes to the Cave of Wonder, or Elsa goes to the Cave of Wonders, which is where she had been called to by riding the water horse, which is like a mythological thing, right?
That's like the river Atatucken.
So, like, are the other ones also all that? Is that why they're what they are?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You're talking about the horse. I thought you meant the place that they go to.
No, yeah, the water. I'm pretty sure there's something called a water horse, right? Which is why the water is in the form of a horse. I want to say it's a Scottish, like, legend or something.
Okay, yeah, I suppose.
So is there
is
also like a German, like, fire salamander, and they just, like, patched all of the like folklore figures together? That'd be the only explanation I'll take.
All right, fair enough.
But anyway, she rides a water horse to where the sound is coming from, and it turns out to be this, like, weird little, like, Superman castle kind of thing, like chamber of, or fortress of solitude.
Yeah.
And then she, like, has a song where she goes through it and clearly uses, like, telekinesis and stuff. Like, this movie doesn't even pretend she has ice powers, which will be explained kind of, but, like, some things she's doing are just, like, tossing ice around with, by, like, waving her hands, but it's not like she's creating it or anything. It's just kind of in her way.
Yeah, she just kind of waves, and it's like, oh, ice, yay.
Yeah.
I have it now.
There's a bit where she's like crossing a chasm, and she just jumps and lands on a giant pillar of ice that materializes from the ground.
That's the Anna special.
It's pretty good. I mean, it looks great.
That's the Hurt My Sister special.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, it like, I think this part of the movie is very stylish, but it also doesn't. I just by this point I didn't care because I knew we weren't going to get anything. It wasn't going to pay off in a way that was, like, satisfying. But what did we learn, DJ? What's the revelation?
Yeah, so the big reveal is that it turns out Elsa's grandfather was the one who betrayed the Northumbrians. Whoa!
Oh, not just that, though. I'm talking about the Elsa reveal.
Oh, she's the fifth element. Whoa!
And she was she was born to bring balance to the Force.
Yes.
Right? Like, she has superpowers because her mom was from the magic race and her dad wasn't. And they're the only two ones of those that have ever banged. I guess, like, no one else had ever tried that. And that caused Anna to be an X-Man, or Elsa to be an X-Man, and Anna not, I guess. I guess first child. It's funny. Isn't it funny coming out of this movie, Anna doesn't get any superpowers? kind of figured she'd have something.
Her superpower is that she's like resilient.
Yeah. And she's and she's just got an insane amount of willpower. Should get a Green Lantern ring.
Oh, she should.
But yeah, so then Elsa walks through the hall of flashbacks where she just like sees the plot from the beginning of the movie that this movie wants to be, but it can't because it's not frozen. She sees that happen around her, and then at the end, she just freezes to death, just like Elsa did, or Anna did, for some reason. It kills her.
Because the song said to don't go too far.
But like, what does that mean? She clearly went the right amount of far. What would it, like, she's learning the information that she needs to learn, that the elementals want her to learn. So,
that's a good point.
Who made this? Also, we learn that her parents tried to go here. This is where they die.
Yes.
Right? Like, they've shipwrecked here, which completely destroys the Tarzan theory. It destroys the Ariel theory. All that is gone out the window, which is fine with me. I couldn't care less. And then Anna gets like a flashback. She gets the Elsa flashbacks.
Yes.
And
not
then
sure
decides,
why.
No idea. Like, it really is. It and this is where it really gets like real weird. It's just because she's like there, and the movie's like, I guess someone needs to learn this, but we also can't let Elsa. Like, there's no reason Elsa can't just be okay too and be like, oh, I have to save the city with the water, and then Anna's gonna do a different thing. It almost feels like it's just to make it a big reveal where Elsa comes in with the horse, where we couldn't have known she was doing that the whole time. At the very, very, very end.
Yeah.
But yeah, then Anna has to use the rock trolls to break the dam.
Yes. So there's a funny, not funny, but like a high, tense, whatever chase scene with Anna and the rock trolls, and it's just whatever. I think this was the part of the movie right before them where like the kids were just like, I'm done with this movie. And I was like, yeah me too, guys. I'm fully with you.
I can totally see that. It's just because it is like the third giant exposition dump. Because it really is. There's one in the very beginning with the parents, one in the middle when they go to the Northumbrians, and then this one at the end. And it's like, that's a whole movie. And the movie wants to be that movie, but it can't. Another thing. So, but I think the weirdest thing about the dam thing, and we're almost done, there's really only one other thing, is that Anna is like, I have to help the Northumbrians. There's like 10 of them. You know, like, it's a very small community. Yeah. There's 3 or 4 Arendellians, soldiers stranded. Also, are they stranded, like, in time?
Well, they aged.
Like,
right? All of them aged.
Still wearing their uniforms from before.
Yeah, it's true.
They keep making them. They keep just, like,
they keep them clean. They keep them real clean.
And do they just live, the 3 or 4 of them live by themselves? Because they don't, it's not like they have made peace with the Arendelle or the Northumbrians. They're still fighting with them.
Yes. So yeah, they must have their like 2 separate tribes, and they're don't
the most
interact.
So stubborn. Jeez.
Yeah, it's like, get over yourself.
You're trapped in the negative zone. After like 2 or 3 years, you guys aren't going to just go like, hey, you know what? Maybe this is more complicated than we thought. Also, we're not getting out of here, so can we make peace with you guys so that we can like eat food, be part of your little culture?
What do they hunt? I mean, there's the reindeer, but they ride those.
Yeah, I guess like maybe that's why there's no fire salamanders. It's just they've all been caught except for one. There used to be like a giant herd of large ones, and then they got bred down to death. I don't know.
It's a shame.
But it's real stupid. But then Anna decides, and this is really like when at this end of the movie, Anna's like, I guess what we have to do is destroy the dam. And I think, like, I don't know, I guess Kristoff, some character, pleads with her, like, but that'll mean Arendelle will get destroyed. And she's like, whatever. I guess you got to do it anyway. And then she does.
Arendelle is a people.
It is, yeah. She's ready to Thor Ragnarok it because it's the right thing to do, which is an interesting message. It's
also,
not wrong.
Weird fact, when we're first introduced to the dam, like early on in the movie, and this is like kind of crazy that this happens, but Kristoff just goes like, oh man, if that dam came down, Arendelle would be fucked. And it's like, does that mean that dam's coming down? It's definitely what that means.
It's also like, this dam comes down, Arendelle's done. Is there a way to like chip at it or something? I'm sure there's a way we can, like, not like there's a way we can do this, but it doesn't seem like Anna knows that she has to do this immediately to save Elsa's life, right?
Yeah.
Maybe she does. I don't know. It seems like she's frozen, so, like, take your time. her best thing is like, we have to do this right now. So I guess our choices are destroy the town of Arendelle or leave the Northumbrians trapped in the mist. And they're like, if no one's like, there is a third option. We can just figure out a way to destroy the dam. Take it apart brick by brick so it doesn't... Because it's not that it's like that much water will destroy the town. It's really just like that much water all at once will destroy the town.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, just weird little beat.
Yeah.
But then, DJ, it is all fine because who cares? And what is the end of this movie?
Oh my God. So once the dam breaks, for some reason, Elsa is set free. I could not tell you why. I was so confused about why she's like, okay, I guess Elsa's free now.
Yeah.
And she's riding on her horse, so the dam crashes down. She gets freed. Elsa is riding on her horse, like ahead of the water in the dam. And she uses her god powers to take all of this rushing water, which be hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of gallons of water, rushing toward Arendelle. Arendelle, the people are still safe because they're being watched by the troll people, not in Arendelle. Elsa comes, just freezes all the water, and then disperses it. And then everything's fine.
Yeah.
Because she is a god.
Yeah, because she has control over most of the elements. I guess if she like waved at the rock trolls from a distance, they'd be like, "Oh, hey, I guess the other ones are on your side, so cool, we're good."
Yeah, Elsa is a god, and there's nothing you can do to stop her. She will kill all of you.
Which, like, that's what this movie should have been, right? She goes to the unknown and goes crazy, and then the good guys have to beat her or something. Like,
yes, Elsa has to become the bad person.
It's so obvious. It's like they keep, because Frozen 1 wrapped up so tight that they really had to reach to figure out what Frozen 2 would be, and Frozen 2 wraps up even tighter. There's no room for a third one, so it's really gonna have to. I think it'll be like a warring guy who's like, I'm from Flensley Town, and I want to kill all you guys for some reason.
That's what it has
Let's
to be.
go do it.
They have to go like How to Train Your Dragon 3 route.
Yes.
I'm going to take you down.
Or even 2, right? Where it's like, he's the guy who... Because what's 2? 2's got a guy, right? Who's like,
2 has like the
chieftain.
dragon hunt. No, is 3 the dragon hunter? God damn it. These stupid
I don't
movies
remember.
all blend together.
3's the guy that like... Yeah, 3 hunts him. I don't know, man. But yeah, 2 and 3 really do. But yeah, I think that's what we'll get. Just a traditional villain or something.
Yeah,
Whatever.
you have to. I mean, what you have to do is stop making these movies. They're not good.
Make something different. Make 2 of each. Like, do 1 and then maybe 1 sequel, but whatever. Like a Coco 2. I don't know. Coco seems like a movie that's got to end in a pretty reasonable place. Like, it's like, I guess this has to be it.
Coco 2 would make no sense.
Yeah.
I can't even make up the scenario. It's so infeasible.
And it's like, it's not like this movie ends. Like, any of these movies could end with Toy Story, where it's like, what about the looming threat of another element or something? And it's like, I guess we'll just have to cross that bridge when we come to it. But for now, we'll be happy sisters. You know? Like, it ends with them being like, I guess we've tamed all of the elements, and you have figured out where you're supposed to go, and I've figured out what I'm supposed to do, so we're done. No more Frozens, I guess.
I mean, that's what it should be, but nope.
Pretty much.
We're going to get more bullshit.
Well, what's going on in Arendelle? What's the final resolution? Speaking of bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Anna becomes queen because Elsa becomes the leader of the fucking Northumbrians, because why not?
Yeah. They seem to already have a leader, but sure.
Yeah. Oh, it's a silly, silly movie.
But then you had a question, one thing on the wheel, about
which thing?
Speaking of line of succession.
Oh, yeah. Kristoff's king now, right?
I guess. I have a really hard time with monarchies. I never understand, like, this one's the queen, right? So she's married, like, in England, it's like, she's the queen. Okay, so she's married to a guy. So he's the king. Nope. He's something else.
It's so dumb.
Yeah. And I guess the trolls are all princes or something, or like grandfathers of the king and queen.
I mean, if Kristoff does become king, it's the greatest upgrade of all time. Like,
it's huge.
Props to him.
He used to sell ice. That used to be his whole life, was ice and snow and reindeer that he talked to because he didn't have any friends, and a sleigh. And then his sleigh broke, and then a woman appeared that had the power to create ice, so his business was destroyed. Luckily, he also met the woman who could make him king.
So, props. When you got the
him.
goods, you got the goods.
Oh, yeah. What's the post-credit scene, by the way?
Oh my god, it's so dumb. So it's Olaf recanting the whole story of Frozen 2 to Marshmallow and all the snubbies, the snubbles,
Yeah.
the little
No, it's like Snotum, or what's it? Snuggies.
Is it snuggies? Anyway,
Yeah, it is. It's like snow boogies or like boogers of
okay.
snow or something. That's why I thought snotums. I was like, snot? Something like that.
So the snuggies, and he's like, and then we all came back to life because I guess they also all died when Elsa.
Now that I think about it, that's the best part. Is they all just infinity, like they all just blinked out of existence. Like, okay, you know. But like like Hawkeye's family, they all just turned around like, oh my god, all the snuggies are gone. They
Yeah, that's all
didn't
the
have a
post-credit scene
clue.
is.
Nobody told them. Oh, those poor guys.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
So yeah, that's Frozen 2, everybody. Oh god.
Not great. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. It doesn't make any sense, but kids will like it. The music's fine. What's your favorite song?
I don't want it to be Into the Unknown, but it's like the only song I cared about. It's like
Same.
by default, I guess it's that one.
Because it's not the one, but it's not the Olaf one for sure.
Yep.
I don't remember if Anna had a song. She must have. It's not that. And I don't think it's not the Kristoff one for me, just because his plotline was the most boring.
Oh,
and
agreed.
when his song happened, I was like, can we get this moving? Like, I have a
Yeah.
feeling they're gonna get married. So, but how is this ice thingy gonna resolve? But yeah, it didn't bother. Cool.
Yeah, this movie's
great
fine.
stuff. Way
Yeah.
to go.
That's it. We're done.
Sorry, the movie
Cancel
has put me
everything.
asleep. DJ, do you want to get to our classic segment?
Yeah, it's time. It's time.
All right, let's do it. Do you have anything to recommend to the fine people?
I do. So I played some board games over this past weekend, as I'm wont to do, and I played a great new game called Cosmic Encounter. I think you'd really like this game. So the basic premise is everyone is an alien colonizer, and the object of the game is to get your UFOs onto other people's planets. And you do this by like attacking and or negotiating and different things of that nature. The fun thing about the game is that who you attack is random. Like you draw from a deck, and then that color, you attack that person's color. And the other fun thing is you could like negotiate with people and have alliances. So like if we're all attacking you, I could ask the two other players, if you guys come and help me attack him, then you could get some ships on his planet. So it's that kind of like tit for tat kind of thing where, you help me, I help you down the road. And then like once you hit a certain mark, you win the game. And it kind of keeps the tension up and is fun in a lot of ways like that. So it's not like a incredibly quick game, but it is a lot of fun. There's like enough going on to like keep your interest going for a while. So Cosmic Encounter would definitely recommend that. So that's my rec for this week.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna rec a movie I watched. I watched I like the YouTube channel Red Letter Media, which I'm sure I've wrecked before. Every year they will do an end of the year recap where they just talk about movies they've seen that aren't movies that they could do a whole episode on, but they're like, this is worth talking about. So they'll do like The Curse of La Llorona and be like, this was dumb. Or they'll do one and be like, this movie's great. Like I said, not worth an episode, but really awesome. And one of the ones that Jay was really like, so he was so gung-ho on that I like legitimately stopped playing the video, and then just watched this movie, and then went back to the video, and I was like, oh yeah, it's totally worth it. It's a movie called One Cut of the Dead. I believe it could be Japanese, it could be something like that. It's not English, or like it's not American. Now I'm wondering. Came out in 2017, but not here. So I think it just got released in like internationally, and it's not worth describing. You should not know very much going in. I will say, like, this is one of my favorite movies of the year. It's so good. You would love it. Anybody, like, I would say the thing that I'd have to say is, like, you'll start it and you'll be like, what is this? Like, this is very, yes, it's going somewhere. Everything pays off. It's wonderful. But like, trust me. And when it like gets a little weird, and there's stuff you're like, what's that? This isn't just this big joke that everyone plays on each other where you watch a really bad movie and at the end it's like, and recommend this to people and you'll make them feel like a dumbass. It's not that. It's also not like if you like myself don't like horror movies that are like jump scary and dumb, this isn't one of those. But I would say like it's about an hour and 40 minutes long, maybe an hour and a half. Something happens for about 40 minutes and then something else happens and you'll know exactly what I mean. And you'll be like, and then like once you start seeing it, you'll be like, oh my God, this is brilliant. So I think you can watch it on Amazon Prime. Definitely find this movie. It's so funny and just good.
Wow.
It's just so good. Yeah.
All right.
That's all I got. What are we doing next week, DJ?
I don't think we've decided. We might have to put up a poll or something.
Yeah.
Unless we want to do Knives Out.
Yeah.
I
feel like that's something you kind of like want to see on your own. I liked it. Like I saw it. I liked it. That's all I got. Did you see it yet?
No.
Is it out yet? It's out this weekend, I guess. Yeah.
What else is out right now? Let's look at Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't know. It's not a lot.
See if
it's
Ford, Ferrari. Off the page. 21
like
Bridges.
21 Bridges. Yeah. Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Let's do Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Queen and Slim. Oh, Playing with Fire. Let's do Playing with Fire.
Ooh, maybe.
We could do, if we wanted to do a Christmas movie, we could do Last Christmas.
I feel like, see, we already pretty much spoiled it, kind of. And I feel like that's it. We'll take suggestions, I'm sure. Oh, you know, we could do one of the ones that's on the docket. One
true.
of the suggested ones. So Crazy Stupid Love. Or Speed Racer, but probably Crazy Stupid Love is the first one.
Okay.
Like,
let's roll with that.
Maybe that. Yeah, unless anybody has a really good suggestion, like a Christmas movie or something in lead up to something else. Because really, there's nothing big coming out this weekend besides Knives Out. There's nothing big coming out next weekend either, because I think most companies knew, like, we shouldn't let Frozen just drown our movie in the bathtub. Like, we should probably try to make something that, that'll have some time to breathe. But when does Jumanji come out?
It's like the second week in December, something like that.
That's what I thought too. Yeah, so it's December 13th.
And we never did the first Jumanji, did we?
No, we didn't. That might be fun.
Yeah, so we could do that in the lead up. That could be good.
Which might be next week. Also, for people that are like wondering, in case we completely missed something, you're like, oh my God, you didn't even talk about the fact that Josh Gad, stole 40 pies. And that's terrible. In the news, it's because we recorded this episode like almost a week before we released it.
Did something
just because of terrible Thanksgiving schedules. I feel like this will probably drop on like Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
Right?
You'll have this for Thanksgiving dinner. Enjoy.
Yeah. If your family's getting kind of annoying, what you do is you get a wireless earbud. If you're sitting, whatever end of the table you are sitting on, just slip that wireless earbud in the ear that no one can see. And then try to hide your uproarious laughter. Or just make your family think you're what's-his-name from the Joker movie. And now you have a like a neurological disease related to laughing.
I have a quick anecdote just because you said Joker. And I thought this was so apropos of the movie. I had dinner with my mom today. And she's like, oh, I saw Joker. And I'm like, what'd you think of it? And all she did was make a frowny face and give 2 thumbs down. I was like, wow. It's the most animated movie review my mother has ever given. So that's what she thought of the Joker.
That's great. Yeah, it's fine. It's a great movie. No, it's fine. It's no One Cut of the Dead, which honestly, see it this week if you can. It's such a blast.
All right.
But until next week, I am at Nando V Movies on Twitter.
I'm at Zippy by Day.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Woohoo!